A blessed good morning, honorable members, and those under the sound of my voice. For this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Today in our Moments of Impact segment, I'll be delving into part 2 of our leadership series entitled Transformational Leadership. In part 1, we defined transformational leadership as a leadership style that aims to encourage, empower, and motivate team members to maximize their potential, go the extra mile, and achieve greatness. Transformational leadership is one of the most effective leadership styles because it adds value and makes people's lives better. It's a leadership that I've personally adopted because the reality is the people I am privileged to lead really don't care how much I know. They want to know how much I care about them, their progress, and their personal development. Jesus, in my humble estimation, was the quintessential transformational leader of his day. He demonstrated this on numerous occasions, but in particular, when he began his ministry on earth. Matthew chapter 4, verses 18 and 19 records, "And Jesus, walking by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he said unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Jesus approached two ordinary, blue-collar, grassroots men and told them, if you follow my leadership, I will empower and equip you to change the world. They did just that. In verse 20, and straightway they left their nets and followed him. This is the power of transformational leadership. I leave you today with 5 core values of transformational leaders. Core values are the deeply ingrained principles and beliefs that govern the actions or behavior of an individual. Core value number 1, transformational leaders are selfless. They are selfless because they are more concerned about others than they are concerned about themselves. Sadly, most leaders today are very selfish and only concerned about promoting themselves. Number 2, they demonstrate strength. Transformational leaders are strong. They are mentally tough and are not easily shaken. In today's world, leaders are often faced with very difficult situations. Transformational leaders rise to the occasion and maintain their soundness and stability despite the challenges they face. Number 3, they possess integrity. They value honesty, transparency, and sincerity. Transformational leaders live above board and exhibit integrity in everything they do. Core value number 4, excellence. Transformational leaders are people of excellence. They ensure everything is done in decency and in order. Finally, core value number 5, transformational leaders are confident. Transformational leaders know who they are, and they don't have an identity crisis. Neither are they insecure. A leader with an identity crisis or insecurities is a dangerous leader, because this type of leader will go at length to stunt your growth and sabotage your progress and your development. Selah, think and act on these things. Stay tuned for part 3 tomorrow morning, should the Lord delay or tarry his coming. Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for the gift of life. We thank you today, Almighty God, for waking us up and clothing us in our right minds. Your word says in the book of Isaiah, for the grave cannot praise thee, death cannot celebrate thee. They that go down into the pit hope for thy truth. The living, that's who shall praise thee. And that's what we've come to do this day. We put this day before you, Almighty God, and we ask that you would go ahead of us. Lord, give us the courage to face every obstacle, every challenge or difficulty that this day may bring forth. We pray, Almighty God, for our nation, and humbly ask that you would keep us under the shadow of your wings. O Lord, hide us in the cleft of the rock. Continue, Almighty God, to make your face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. Help our nation to move forward, upward, onward, and together. We ask you, Almighty God, today to bless the proceedings of this honorable house. O Lord, lead, guide, and direct our political leaders as they continue this budget debate. Endow them with wisdom and strength from on high. We pray for meaningful, fruitful, and respectful dialogue between both sides today. These things we ask in no other name. In Jesus' name we pray, and all of God's people say, Amen. Let us pray the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Good morning, honorable members. Yesterday, when we suspended, we were debating a compendium of budget bills. I presume you are ready to begin, honorable member for Central and South Eleuthera. The chair recognizes the honorable member for Central and South Eleuthera.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy. Anchored by duty and energized by the promise of progress as we embark on another leg of our national journey, island by island, community by community. As the Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, I have the honor of steering a ministry that is helping to expand opportunity across the nation, whether by road, by bridge, by dock, or by schoolhouse. We are building better. We are building stronger. We are building smarter for every Bahamian, no matter where they live. This administration is not just talking about transformation. We are driving it, Mr. Deputy. As we hop from island to island through the budget, what becomes clear is this. The Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs is not waiting for an opportunity to arrive. We are delivering it. Through technology, digital transformation, concrete, asphalt, and steel, from the pine forests of Grand Bahama to the salt-filled ponds of beautiful Inagua. Mr. Deputy, I must commend my colleagues in this Davis administration who were wholly committed to executing the budget's theme for 24-25, changing the status quo, while the members opposite would have you believe that all is doom and gloom. The proof is in the pudding, and it's staring you square in the face. This government continues to break barriers and make transformative strides to improve the quality of life for every Bahamian, from a record-breaking 56 labor agreements signed to ensure that the backbone of our society receives equitable wages, benefits, and decent work environments. While some people suggest that there is no value in the breakfast program because parents feel the pinch in their pockets, unemployment is down to 8.8% from 13% under the F&M. This simply translates to a robust job market and more opportunities for persons to become employed. In the meantime, we are feeding children all across the country and in Central and South Eleuthera. It is a welcome initiative. Mr. Deputy, I think some people are still living in denial, even though they read their electricity bills. Even though there's a feature online where you can see and you can compare your bills, the consumption and the fuel usage, and you can clearly see that there is a significant reduction in BPL bills, which equates to lowering the cost of living. Mr. Deputy, side opposite loves to point out that the former PLP government ushered in VAT, and I heard it yesterday, Mr. Deputy. This is an agreed point. However, they failed to mention that it was under their administration that VAT rates were raised by 66%, skyrocketing the cost of living. And most of the cabinet members didn't even know when the member for Kalani come in and announced the increase in VAT. And it was them that burdened the Bahamian people, Mr. Deputy. They felt that implementing VAT was a bad idea, They could have removed it. They had the power. 4 years, stroke of a pen. But beyond that, they increased it. Tell that story, Mr. Deputy. I must commend the good member for Cat Island, San Salvador and Rum Key, and his financial team on balancing this budget. Because of this, Mr. Deputy, VAT was lowered on food items and duties reduced on a number of commonly imported goods. This, Mr. Deputy, is transformative leadership. This is changing the status quo. Mr. Deputy, yesterday I heard, well, you always hear a member for St. Barnabas talk about breadbasket a lot. But what they won't tell the Bay Minute people, Mr. Deputy, is why they called the election during that time, Mr. Deputy. Because not only couldn't they balance the budget, they were financially irresponsible, Mr. Deputy.
That's right.
In an article, Tribune article, Mr. Deputy, May 5th, 2020, says the Bahamas faces an IMF program by 2021. That's the headwinds they were talking about, Mr. Deputy, when they called election. That's the financial irresponsibility. Mr. Deputy, I could table it. In this article, says the Bahamas will be in an IMF adjustment program by 2021 due to a balance of payment crisis, a noted Caribbean economist predicted yesterday. It further goes on, says top regional economics expert told a webinar with Cayman Islands financial analysts that the collapse of foreign exchange inflows due to the tourism shutdown will leave the Bahamas with no choice but to seek the IMF's financial aid. Further in the article, Mr. Deputy, this is why the government is implementing tougher restrictions on foreign currency outflows, and I believe there's going to be a balance of payments crisis from what it looks like right now in the Bahamas by next year, and therefore an IMF program. Mr. Deputy, you won't hear them speak about that. You won't hear them speak about how the PLP came in September 21 and grew the economy.
That's right.
They say it was on the way to rebound. They grew the economy, lifted restrictions, opened the economy, got people back to work,
right.
Opens up businesses. Mr. Deputy,
Right.
what's the point of order?
The chair recognizes the honorable member for Marco City.
Yes, Mr. Deputy, I rise on a point of order. The member continues, like his colleagues, to mislead the public. We have read into the records and laid the documents on the table consistently that showed that when they came to office, that the economy was already rebounding, not by our information, but by the central bank's information. And it wasn't a mystery why. If an economy is locked down, if the economy is locked, it wasn't. You see, what we do not do is deny the obvious. When an economy is locked down, as they were around the world, when you reopen the economy, the pent-up demand for tourists to travel, etc., spurred economic growth. So we were at 14%, Mr. Deputy, I have the floor. We were then at 13.7%. And from that point onward to now, we have gone back to pre-pandemic numbers. And so by your own projections, next year you'll be growing at under 2%. So it is not true that you grew the economy. You did absolutely nothing to contribute to that. It was a pent-up demand, so it is untrue.
Remarkably so. Remarkably so.
I don't agree with the member for Marco City, Mr. Deputy. He could read into the record much as he likes. But when we took office, the travel visa was still in place.
Yeah.
You had to pay. That's the point I
that's
made.
we had.
We removed the travel visa, Mr. Deputy. You remove the travel visa, the economy opens. You open businesses, the economy expands, Mr. Deputy. Right, so we open the businesses. Mr. Deputy, a key component to creating economic empowerment for every island
Nothing remarkable.
is digitization, which is at the forefront of this administration's agenda. Connecting every island, rock, and key, allowing Bahamians everywhere, and I mean in every country around the globe, to be able to access essential government services. We have begun this throughout every ministry, and dare I say that the Ministry of Works and Family Islands is not left behind.
Yes.
having implemented the help desk at local government on the island to transform services across the ministry, providing essential update on building permitting processes, laws and requirements to now being able to use credit cards and debit cards to pay bridge tolls. Mr. Deputy, you know, now you can, if you travel on the Sir Sidney Porter Bridge, Mr. Deputy, and you get to the toll and you ain't got $2 in your pocket, Mr. Deputy, you can now pull out your debit or your credit card, which was launched as of last week.
Yes.
And you will back up traffic there, Mr. Deputy.
Very good. I want to win it.
My ministry is utilizing all ways of social media to disseminate work updates. We are putting information out there on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram, letting the Bahamian people see what the hard-working teams at the ministry are doing. Letting the public see the transformative work our contracted partners are undertaking, highlighting the people behind the desk, the pens and papers, because these are the people that are driving change. You know, the side opposite also goes on about the government being a PR government. But now, you know, we see them on social media too. Everybody want to keep up with this Davis administration.
Yes.
But I digress. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback and sometimes one or two negative comments. We can't help that. But one comment that stands out to me on social media, Mr. Deputy, is when I see people say, you can't eat roads. But tell that to the young Bahamians who signed their first contract to repave their community road. Tell that to the families of Joe Farrington Road who will now have access to safe potable water for the first time in decades. Tell that to the food vendors. Tell that to the food vendors, the contractors, the truckers, the heavy equipment operators who are earning an honest living thanks to public work projects.
Yes.
Tell that to the thousands of Bahamians that traverse these roads to get to work to earn the salary that feeds them. No, you can't eat roads, but good, soundly built roads can last decades and improve the quality of life for the average Bahamian who without a pothole would never even consider how a thick, smooth road makes their lives easier. Infrastructure changes lives, and this ministry is changing lives every single day. I have mentioned in this honorable place before that my ministry recently awarded contracts to 7 young contractors to carry out critical road repairs and paving projects. That's not just a policy, it's a promise fulfilled. We are expanding the economy for Bahamians by giving them tools to build it. In a few weeks, we will offer another bidding package for community roads in New Providence. So once again, we can provide young Bahamians with the opportunity to build the named roads we drive on. We are creating opportunity, real, tangible, life-changing opportunity for young Bahamians across every island. This ministry is actively engaging talented, qualified Bahamian companies to do the work to improve our country's infrastructure island by island. So let it be said clearly, Mr. Deputy, this government has paved the way forward. This government is changing lives. Steadily, consistently, and island by island, this new day progressive Liberal Party is making progress.
That's right.
Mr. Deputy, I note that this may possibly be the first time that every legitimate road building company in the Bahamas has been engaged in capital works by this government. By any government, Mr. Deputy, this is possibly the first time that every legitimate road building company has been engaged by a government. Mr. Deputy, and not only that, we are creating space for new road builders and contractors. Young persons trying to get into the space are being provided with a shot, with an opportunity. I'm sure they will capture it, Mr. Deputy, and I'm sure they will not let it slip.
No.
This upcoming fiscal year is defined by our collective investment in creating equity, expanding opportunities, island by island. Mr. Deputy, as Minister responsible for the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs, I recognize that the responsibility for Family Island development, every opportunity I get, And I was just speaking to the member for the Minister of National Security, Mr. Deputy, a few minutes ago. And he reminded me that this is probably the first time that the Family Islands have gotten this much attention under any administration.
Because you're from the Family Islands?
It might be because I'm from the Family Islands, Mr. Deputy,
Boy.
and the Prime Minister, Mr. Deputy. But every opportunity I get, I remind the Bahamian people that as a Family Islander, born and raised, I personally understand the challenges we face. As a former commercial fisherman, my travels by sea has led me to many Family Islands throughout the nation, and my knowledge of them, my love for them, are ingrained in my DNA. I am grateful to the member for Cat Island, Rum Cay, and San Salvador for reposing this responsibility in me. I said earlier, he's a Family Islander. He understands the dynamics of Family Island communities, and he too, through our Blueprint for Change and this year's theme, is committed to the growth of each of our islands, Mr. Deputy. Since taking office as the Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs, we have been working extremely hard to improve the public infrastructure in the Family Islands. This work to meet the needs of every island is just beginning. My ministry has done a lot of work over the past year, from Grand Bahama to Inagua. We are on a mission to connect, a mission to modernize, and a mission to empower island by island. Mr. Deputy, it is no secret that Abaco has endured more than its fair share of hardship. Yet in the face of devastation, we are planting the seeds of a brighter tomorrow. We continue the work started with the demolition of the shanty towns. We expect to continue the cleanup and removal of shanty towns, Mr. Deputy.
Yes.
And this government continues to rebuild Abaco, increasing affordable housing programs, signing major heads of agreement to the tune of $200 million for the expansion of Walker's Key and the revitalization of Treasure Key. These projects will breathe life into communities that have waited too long to feel whole again. Hundreds of Bahamians will find jobs, businesses will reopen, families will return, and hope will rise one concrete block at a time. Mr. Deputy, we have paved roads in Pelican Shores, and road works are continuing in Central Pines. In this upcoming fiscal budget, we expect to pave roads in Cherokee Sound. I hope the Family Islands listening to the amount of work that's coming to them this budget cycle. We expect to pave the roads in Cherokee Sound. Manawar Key, the roads are scoped and ready for the tendering process. Sweeting's Track with water main upgrades. This is a project, Mr. Deputy, that has been promised under successive administrations. The community has long awaited infrastructure upgrades, and Sweeting's Track is coming. In Green Turtle Key, all plans, engineering, DAP approvals are complete for the new Plymouth dock. This has been a long-awaited project, Mr. Deputy, so I'd like to briefly itemize the scope. The proposed repair scheme comprises of the following works: the site clearance to include removal of existing damaged timber boards, traffic barriers and corroded cleats, installation of 430 linear feet of sheet piles, reclaiming 4,480 square feet of iron foreshore to create a ro-ro ramp area and cargo storage area, refurbishment of slab on existing concrete dock, the dredging of the seabed to the area in the vicinity of the dock, installation of marine bumper piles and fender cluster piles, installation of bullets and pneumatic fendering systems, installation of solar lights at the main dock site, and sea protection measures. In a few weeks, Mr. Deputy, this project will go out for tender, and the construction will start soon thereafter. Mr. Deputy, the ferry dock in Treasure Key will also go out for tender shortly. The construction of the new docks and seawalls at Morris Island is about 65% complete and includes the rehabilitation of the mailboat dock and 2 fishing docks. The Bay Street Boardwalk in Marsh Harbor will see the replacement of a new timber boardwalk, and this will include a concrete retaining wall, pedestrian sidewalk, aluminum lattice, cleats, solar lights, and traffic guardrails. Mr. Deputy, I got a few WhatsApps from Grand Key yesterday to ensure that we don't forget them. So they're included in this budget too, Mr. Deputy.
Yes.
We're going to make sure their roads are scoped and their roads are repaired. They're a small community like where I'm from, but they deserve infrastructure too. In Andros, the $13 million Red Bays Road project is completed. And only a short while ago, residents dared not to travel to Red Bays due to the poor state of the roads. I got some stuff here. I got Nabi. I got a couple pages of Nabi. You got. Today, the thick asphalt paved roads are smooth without potholes, and it is more than pavement to the communities. It's a lifeline to a proud community, rich in heritage, now being reconnected with commerce, schooling, and health care. Additionally, we have undertaken repairs to a number of docks around Andros. Nicholstown, Red Bay Dock, Conch Sound, Mastic Point, and Low Sound have all been completed, Mr. Deputy. The reconstruction of Davy Creek Bridge provides access into Low Sound across Davy Creek in North Andros. And this timber structure was in poor condition and urgent replacement is required. The works at the bridge comprises construction of a new precast bridge spanning 36 feet across the creek system, supported by concrete piles, and the construction of a new abutment walls, wing walls, retaining walls, and approach slab. Mr. Deputy, the reconstruction of Stafford Creek and Fresh Creek bridges in North Andros is ongoing. Both the Stafford Creek and Fresh Creek bridges are single-lane bridges in poor condition with severe weight restrictions. In March of 2020, a contract was signed with Caribbean Coastal Services to undertake the engineering studies and design of the replacement of the Stafford Creek and Fresh Creek bridges. The engineering consultancy has undertaken a comprehensive feasibility study and are finalizing the detailed design drawings and associated reports.
Are they consultants?
They're consultants.
Oh, wow.
The consultant submitted the draft final design drawings and reports in April of 2024, and these was hired under the former administration.
They consultants?
They consultants. Under the former administration, consultants. The Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs project team reviewed these documents and provided comments in June 2024. The consultants, under the former administration, final design drawings and reports. Detailed cost estimates and tender documents are anticipated in first quarter of 2025. Procurement of a contractor for the construction of new Fresh Creek and Stafford Creek bridges would commence by end of year. South Andros road repairs and carriageway rehabilitation along the main Queens Highway from Driggs Hill to Mars Bay, total of 8 miles. Project is hot mix asphalt, and the contractor Apex Pavers has mobilized the site and started paving at the Driggs Hill dock, headed south. Mr. Deputy, onto the Barry Islands. Improvements to the Great Harbor Keys roads and docks are in progress and ongoing. The proposed government dock at Bullocks Harbor project provides for the reconstruction of the main public dock in the settlement of Bullocks Harbor, Barry Islands. The present use of this dock was for the main mailboat service and local fishermen and leisure purposes. An assessment indicated that the structure is in poor condition, with some sections of the existing walls and bulkheads severely damaged from washout and erosion. The proposed project involves the reconstruction of dock area with enlarged facility to accommodate ro-ro vessels, 350 linear feet of steel sheet pile dock wall with reinforced concrete bulkhead, 10,500 square feet of new concrete slab to the entire dock surface, dredging of the seabed in the vicinity of the dock, and the installation of dock accessories such as fenders, bullets, and cleats along the dock's bulkhead. Mr. Deputy, we anticipate that this will go out for tender within the next 2 weeks, so we can start the work in the Barry Islands, Mr. Deputy. In the gateway to the Western Bahamas, Bimini's Kings Highway is being restored. breathing new energy into local businesses and tourism. The upgrades to Allenstown's government complex show our resolve to modernize service delivery, Mr. Deputy, and the new roads that have been built in South Bimini are 90% completed. Mr. Deputy, the people of South Bimini, for many, many, many years, agitated without success to receive smooth riding roads. Well, now they have it, Mr. Deputy. In Crooked Island, the roads in the settlement of Connell Hill, Crooked Island are now receiving major upgrades. The current project is in addition to the existing Crooked Island seawall and carriageway rehabilitation contract. And the new works involve the reconstruction of over 6 miles of roads. The contractor is 90% complete into the program, and the works will be completed by end of month, Mr. Deputy. And Acklands, we have slated for dock repair as well as road work. Acklands, we know the road from Salina Point to the south point of Acklands needs paving. We are currently scoping this and hope to finalize to put out for tender by end of 2025. We listen to Mike Al. The Ministry of Works is currently scoping much-needed roads and seawalls in Marijuana too, Mr. Deputy.
Very good. Everyone getting it.
On Grand Bahama, I got mention Inaugural in a minute. I go on Grand Bahama for a sack. I island hop in, Mr. Deputy. I island hop in. I island hop in. On Grand Bahama, island by island. Island by island. And you know, Mr. Deputy, what I really want to say is that if I had to really elaborate on the amount of work that the Ministry of Works is transforming this country, it would probably take me all day, Mr. Deputy. I try to comprise it into maybe hour and a half. So because I know Family Island is listening to the House of Assembly. So if it ain't mentioned, don't mean it ain't happening. On Grand Bahama, we are also focused on strengthening the island's key transport and access points. Significant attention is being given to the construction of a dual carriageway and new roundabout at West Atlantic Drive and West Sunrise Highway. A major connector. And I also want to raise a point, Mr. Deputy, that if you look at my budget speech last year and you look at the one this year, you'll see what we promised last year.
Yes.
It's either in train or completed by this year.
That's right. There you go.
So if it's in my speech, you could write that down, Mr. Deputy. Deliver. A major connector for commerce and daily commuters. This effort will ease congestion, and the Minister for Grand Bahama, the member for Pine Ridge, has been agitating for this for some time, Mr. Deputy. This effort will ease congestion and link major roads in the area. Design cost estimates and environmental assessments are already completed. These improvements are designed to boost accessibility and unlock the economic potential surrounding Grand Bahama's port and logistics hubs, positioning the island for continued growth and prosperity. Mr. Deputy, during the passage of Hurricane Dorian in September 2019, various government docks suffered significant damages to both the timber framing, gazebos, concrete structures. All the docks serve as major transportation hubs and is transited by a number of individuals on a weekly basis. These projects will replace all damaged elements and the docks be reconstructed to accommodate the local fishermen and vessels. The docks are as follows. A, government dock at Waterkey. The proposed repair scheme comprises the following works. Site clearance to include removal and disposal of deteriorated concrete abutment, construction of a new 10-foot wide by 50-foot long main dock section with an adjoining 30 feet T section, construction of concrete approach section and abutment wall. Sweeting scheme, Mr. Deputy, also requires a government dock. The proposed scheme is for site clearance to include removal and disposal of existing concrete abutment and deteriorated timber poles, construction of a new 10-foot wide by 50-foot long main dock section, and a 30-foot-long T-section. Far to the south, Mr. Deputy, we're going down south now, in Inagua, our ministry assessed urgent infrastructure needs, including roads, docks, seawalls, and public buildings. The proposed project for Matthewtown, Inagua includes 6 miles of road repairs and hot mix asphalt. The works include verge clearing, lime rock basework, paving, and hot mix asphalt, and then installation of striping and signage. The duration of this work would possibly be around 18 months, and the start of the project date is end of year 2025. The settlement of Matthewtown, Inagua has a number of drains, seawalls, sidewalks, walls, and docks that are in state of disrepair. Some of these critical infrastructures have not been functional for a number of years. This project will address these critical issues, and this will include the rehabilitation of the concrete drains, new concrete sidewalks, repairing of the seawalls, drilling new drainage wells, dock repairs, and installation of signage. Yes, Michael, you too will touch and feel community by community, island by island. Mr. Deputy, in Exuma, the refurbishment of Black Point main public dock project refers to the Mill boat dock at Black Point, Exuma. This dock is in poor condition with severe deterioration to the concrete retaining walls and concrete bulkhead. Further, the main timber dock structure is in poor condition and has deteriorated throughout the years. Also, the small fisherman's dock adjacent to main dock is restricted in size and needs urgent repair. Due to the requirement to access the dock by vehicles, the technical team has recommended that the dock is replaced with a structure suitable for vehicle use and to accommodate the berthing of local mail boats, ro-ro vessels, fishermen vessels, and tourist vessels. This work compromises of 470 linear feet of sheet piles, 14,900 square feet of iron foreshore, construction of a 28-foot wide by 240-foot long main concrete dock, and construction of a new 10-foot wide by 470-foot long fisherman timber dock. This would also include installation of solar lights, green space vegetation, and dock landside structure. Mr. Deputy, in Long Island, we are not just supporting the regatta, Mr. Deputy. We love regatta. We're not just supporting it. We are anchoring a cultural legacy. Ongoing road works in Salt Pond and Clarence Town are improving everyday life. My ministry recently signed a $20 million contract for road works that will touch nearly every community on the island. You know, I was surprised. I see something in the paper about the rowdy boys from the member for Marco City. I was surprised to see that.
What did he say?
I don't know if he's saying that he didn't want them to get to work. I don't know all, you know, what the article explained, but I know the headlines. The headlines was, you know, I was concerned for the contractors on Long Island because they deserve work too.
I just asked the member if he could refer to the article in the newspaper because I guarantee you he's misleading the public. There is no such article in the newspaper. No. He said he saw it in the newspaper. I'm saying it is untrue. He's misleading the public. No. He can speak for himself. He's a grown man.
What's untrue?
One side here.
What's untrue? Mr. Deputy.
Yes.
Could you refer
Mr. Deputy, listen, they were so concerned about the article, that for them released a press statement. So it must have been something there. I got a press statement, Mr. Deputy. Oh.
I will ask him to table.
Do nothing.
I will ask him to table.
This is time.
Thank you.
Don't tell him what to do.
I will ask him to table it.
No, I want to read it. I can read a part of it, Mr. Deputy, and I can lay the whole thing. No, I can read a part of it. Let me tell you the part that was surprising about this whole article, right? It was very big, in my opinion, right? But one part, right, says the F&M does not oppose infrastructure development on Long Island. In fact, we wholeheartedly support the continued investment and critical public works across our family islands, including Long Island. Listen at this part. They was in government for 4.5 years. No, it says which has been long underserved.
That's right.
Long underserved.
That's what they said.
So you telling me, Long Island finally get some infrastructural upgrade, right?
Yes.
And then the member for Marco City
Jump up.
jump up. We happy for them.
That's right.
The member for Long Island happy for them.
I would think, we would
We
think
happy
so.
for them. We happy for them. We happy for them. We happy for them.
And they're complaining.
This
is a point- this is a point of order.
There's a point of order.
This is a point
This
of
ain't a
order.
The
back and
chair
forth.
recognizes the
Mr.
honorable
Deputy.
member for
I
Marco
just
City.
want the public, I don't want the public to be distracted
No,
with
the
the
chair
bombing.
recognizes
Yes.
Marco City.
So, Mr. Deputy, I just want the public to be clear. The member read into the record that the Free National Movement categorically supports the development of infrastructural works in Long Island with the roads as well as the airport. That's what I wanted you to read into the record, so you don't play games suggesting something else. So we appreciate you acknowledging that we support it. No problems.
People of Long Island appreciate
Honorable
us
member
too.
for Marco City, he said you're going to lay the
I
documents.
got it right there, Mr.
Thank you.
Deputy. I got it right there. I got it right there. I got
Members,
it right there. I got it right there.
Saying to him, there was nothing carried in the newspaper. We spoke about the freedom of information in the newspaper. One press posted. Mr. Deputy, may I complete my statement, please? Thank you.
members, I have
Please.
acknowledged
Please just relax
the
yourself for a
honorable
minute.
member for Marco City.
So I just wanted to make sure that he didn't mislead the public, because there was no such article that gave that impression in the newspaper. He doesn't remember where he heard the comments, but wherever he heard the comments, those comments were erroneously posted, and it was taken down by the site. So that's all I wanted him to do, is to be clear. It was taken. Go back and see if you could find it online. It's not online. And that was posted by a group that had the respect and decency to remove it. So don't misrepresent what the facts are. We support Long Island. That's why Long Island have consistently supported us.
Do nothing for Long Island. No, Long Island complaining. Long Island complaining.
Members.
Busy suing you all for doing foolishness.
Member for Long Island.
Busy suing you.
Listen.
Order, members.
Member for Long Island supports all. Member for Long Island supports all this work, you know. Member for Long Island supports all this work.
Long Island.
You do nothing for Long Island.
Listen,
Take your mask off.
I'm happy for Long Island, and Long Island's happy for the work. Okay.
Order, members.
Need to say, folks, Mr. Deputy, this historic investment ensures that families, businesses, and visitors will be connected one smooth ride at a time. Well, Mr. Deputy, the development doesn't end in the land.
No.
My ministry has also entered in a partnership agreement with the Long Island Association to upgrade the island's key docking facility there in Salt Pond by the regatta site. This collaboration is a shining example of what's possible when local leadership and national government come together with a shared vision. You know, and I want to commend the Long Island Association because they approached the Ministry of Works with a proposal to work along with the ministry to build the dock there at Salt Pond, because they already had purchased some pilings and some other things there to build the dock. And we're excited to work along with them. It'll be a perfect location for the regatta site for boaters. Currently, they don't have anywhere to dock their boats. So I want to commend the Long Island Association, not only for the regatta on the weekend, but for this partnership. It reflects our belief that no one knows an island better than its people, and that true progress must be community-driven.
Yes.
From roads to ports, from north to south, we are expanding opportunity for Long Island, steadily, intentionally, and with pride. When we invest in infrastructure, we are telling every Long Islander, your pride, your place, your progress matters to this government. Yes. This is just the beginning of infrastructural improvements slated for Long Island, Mr. Deputy. Your best days are ahead of you. And this Davis administration is committed to your economic growth, further strengthening our nation. Mr. Deputy, This is just the beginning of infrastructural works to be completed throughout the islands. In addition to the work of the ministry, there is a significant contribution to development being made on every island by local government, building our resilience, investing in the future. When we look at road works and private contracts supporting public good. Now with that, Mr. Deputy, here's what I will add. The Ministry of Works is simply paving. We made a commitment to improve the quality of roads across the Bahamas, and work is progressing at an unprecedented pace. Mr. Deputy, through public-private partnerships, my ministry has engaged, public tenders and partnerships, my ministry has engaged 7 Bahamian contractors to deliver road paving and rehabilitation across key corridors in New Providence. These contractors are actively working on road packages in constituencies such as South Beach, Golden Gates, Bamboo Town, Centerville, Elizabeth, Angliston, and many more. To date, we have seen progress across several zones, with miles of completed roads marked in yellow, and areas pending clearance from utility corporations in blue. The partnership between government and local contractors ensures that jobs remain in Bahamian hands, while also improving quality of life, reducing vehicle wear, and promoting safer communities. Mr. Deputy, this list alone does not include works done by Bahamex. So I want to pause right there for a minute to advise that while Bahamex, which is the government's paving company, has been a part of government from its inception, they have operated as a private company that invoices the Ministry of Works, which limits activity and at times financially strains the company. Mr. Deputy, Bahamex has now been incorporated with a fully functioning board and will now be seamless, which will now streamline the way the government paves and patches roads. On tap for Bahamex will be a fully functioning facilities, new equipment, and building capacity that will be carried out through a $90 million loan agreement with the IDB. A portion of this loan, Mr. Deputy, would also be utilized to mitigate flooding in Pinewood and surrounding communities, in Coral Harbor, and in downtown Nassau. This will strengthen our country's resilience to climate change and climate adaptation. In the last fiscal year, we made a commitment to improve the quality of roads across the Bahamas, and works is progressing. Major road resurfacing was completed in key areas of New Providence, including Mount Royal Avenue, Blue Hill Road, Shirley Street, Tony Williams Darling Highway, Cowpen Road, Coral Harbor Road, East Bay Street is on track to be completed. Cowpen Road, Blue Hill Road South, Fire Trail Road between Sir Mila Butler Roundabout and Gladstone Road, Major Road, Wood Street, 4th Street, Coconut Grove, Columbus Avenue, and continued works on Tony Darling Highway. We are tracking every corridor by mileage and constituency, ensuring transparency, efficiency, and local benefit every step of the way. Mr. Deputy, last month, we announced the Joe Farrington Road Water Main Renewal Project in collaboration with the Water and Sewage Corporation. While the work has not started yet due to some unforeseen circumstances, I guarantee that as soon as the contractor is completed with their portion of the works, the road will be paved. But we want to get it right. We want to ensure that water mains are installed, so we won't have to dig up the road. And we hope that this work will be completed. The road paving will be completed in the 3rd quarter of this year.
Yes, very good.
Mr. Deputy, we are embracing the digital future, one that puts power in the hands of the people. I am pleased to advise that my ministry is currently in the final stages of in-house testing and staff training for a powerful new tool, the See, Click, Fix app. The mobile and web application is designed to transform how Bahamians report and resolve local issues. Whether it's potholes, broken street lights, or waste management concerns, residents will soon be able to report issues in real time from the palm of their hand. So how this app works, Mr. Deputy, is you take a photo, you upload it with a pin location, and it shows on the map. So then contractors will be held more accountable. So if it's potholes in a certain zone where pothole contractors are, and the potholes are there for a good while other zones are being corrected quickly, then we understand that there's some issue with that zone. So this helps with compliance, it helps with transparency, it helps with accountability, and not only that, it increases efficiency at the Ministry of Works. We're starting in New Providence, our nation's capital, because of our commitment to ensuring that every Bahamian voice can be heard, especially in high-density, high-demand areas. So the key features of this app include a user-friendly interface for submitting and tracking reports, real-time updates that keep citizens informed on progress, community engagement tools that promote collective action, and data-driven decision-making for smarter infrastructure planning. The C-Click Fix app will create a direct bridge between the people and the government, and in doing so, strengthens accountability, improves service delivery, and ultimately enhances the quality of life for all.
Yes.
You see, we are not just fixing potholes, we are fixing the way government responds to its citizens.
Yes.
So, Mr. Deputy, the government is not simply building for today. We are building for tomorrow. We are building for future generations to come. One of the boldest steps forward in infrastructure financing has been our expansion of public-private partnerships. These partnerships are unlocking new capacity, leveraging private expertise, and accelerating delivery without an immediate burden on the public purse. Our first PPP on Exuma, the $62 million road improvement project, is 80% complete and transforming over 60 miles of roads. Work is ongoing in Stewart Manor, where elevation changes will improve flood resilience. Another PPP was executed for 163 miles of road work and water main upgrades, and to date, over 30 miles of roads have been completed with asphalt, and the contract to begin works on the water mains has been signed, and works are expected to begin in 2 weeks. A $60 million PPP is expected to be signed for the major road and upgrades and dock repairs in San Salvador Road shortly. So the people of San Salvador, I was there a few months ago, and the roads are extremely bad. Pothole fixing can fix some of those roads, so shortly, San Salvador will get the much needed road repair, seawall infrastructure it needs. Mr. Deputy, bridges,
Who getting all that work?
connecting communities with strength.
Getting all that work?
Bridges, Madam Speaker, are more than fiscal crossings. They are pathways to opportunity. We have identified 8 priority bridge projects, including Anandras,
PMB them down there too.
Eleuthera, Exuma, and New Providence. This fiscal year, we are expanding our bridge works with a deliberate focus on long-term resilience and the betterment of Bahamian lives.
Yes.
The designs are climate resilient and corrosion resistant, built to withstand our changing environment. This is a government that is not just patching over problems, we are solving them at the root.
That's right.
So in Andros, fixing them at the root. In Andros, 3 bridges, Fresh Creek, Stafford Creek, and Cargo Creek are scheduled for reconstruction by end of year. And through funding secured by UK Export Finance, the following bridges will see critical upgrades beginning September 2025. So you'll see some work going on at these bridges prior to that. In Exuma, the Ferry Bridge, Barratari Bridge number 1, and Barratari Bridge number 2. In New Providence, we are set to reconstruct the Silver Key Bridge. On Eleuthera, the long-awaited glass window bridge reconstruction is now confirmed to commence by end of year 2025. Mr. Deputy, there seems to be a lot of talk about the cost of the glass window bridge and a comparison to the administration prior or the announcement made by the former minister. It's important that this is an estimate cost for budget purposes. At the ministry, and let me say by the onset, Clay Glenford Sweeting, the Member of Parliament for Central and South Eleuthera, doesn't cost any bridge in the Ministry of Works. We have followed an open international tender. The tender cost will be fair and accurate for the works. The design is simple, but the construction is costly because of the location and logistics. For example, to build a bridge, you really cannot put the weight of the machines on that existing bridge structure. I think the former minister said 12 tons, or I think it was a member for Kalani, said 12 tons was the weight at the time when they was announcing the glass window bridge. Therefore, another temporary landing site will have to be built to facilitate the building of the actual bridge. The bridge is 2,218 feet, featuring 14 112-foot main spans and 11 50-foot spans.
Wow.
Also, a 300-foot bridge with 6 50-foot spans is to be constructed to the north elevation, some 15 to 20 feet high above the existing structure and 60 feet away. So the preliminary cost for insurance and arbor fees is roughly 1.2, and these are provided to me from the technical persons at the Ministry of Works. Preliminary cost for staff accommodation and shipping costs, 18.2. Preliminary cost for site compound, equipment, lighting, security, utilities, utility diversions, and traffic management, 6.4. Temporary works including landing dock, hall road, piling mat, road pad, and jacking barge, 17.4. Road works, 4.4. North approach bridge, 2 million. The actual bridge itself, 25.4. And the visitor center, because the glass window bridge is supposed to be more than a bridge, it's a touristic experience, somewhere for culture to thrive, somewhere for the orange economy to thrive, a tourist center. So the visitor center would be 3.5, a total of 78.5. So the total with VAT would be 86.35 million, Mr. Deputy. Again, I reiterate that these costs are estimates by the engineers at the Ministry of Works. The same is being solidified and will be spelled out in the tender document, which is forthcoming. So in the tender document, all this stuff will be open. All this stuff will be open, Mr. Deputy. Mr. Deputy, from the salt docks of Inagua to the regatta quays of Exuma, marine infrastructure is vital to our island life. In Rock Sound and Spanish Wells, docks are fully rehabilitated, supporting mailboats, fisheries, and inter-island trade. Tarpon Bay is getting a full-service fishermen's docking facility. And while Harbour Island, your contract has been signed, and the work will be starting within the third quarter, and the Harbour Island will benefit from over a $10 million government dock, not just rehabilitation, but construction and upgrade. So in Stanley Key, if you was over there, you could beat your dust, Mr. Deputy. In Stanley Key, a full bridge replacement was completed in January. Cockburn Town Marina in San Salvador is being expanded to include a new dock, ramp, and dredge harbor. Spanish Wells will also see a new dock beginning the third quarter of this year. The project for the construction of the Fisherman's Dock in Spanish Wells has been successfully tendered. And Mr. Deputy, Spanish Wells has never had a government dock. Amazingly, the fishing capital of the country where the fishermen can tie their boats.
Yes.
So this will be a first for the community of Spanish Wells, where they will have a suitable dock structure where they could catch the fish, tie the boat, and clean the fish right there in Spanish Wells. Mr. Deputy, when we flew into Cat Island on the weekend for Rakin's Creek, it was so good to land on 60% smoothly paved runway, New Bight. And then we went up to north, and we could see the newly paved runway in Arthurstown, Cat Island. Mr. Deputy, the Member of Parliament for Cat Island, Rum Key, and San Salvador is working. They got things, Mr. Deputy.
There you go.
They got things. Mr. Deputy, the $2 million has been allocated to the landside works of the Governor's Harbour Airport, so that should be completed in the third quality. When we look at climate resilient drainage and new technologies, with rising seas and stronger storms, climate resilience is not optional, it is essential. Over $1 million has been dedicated to deep well drilling and drainage upgrades throughout the island of New Providence. So constituencies who are concerned about drainage that is not included in the major Pinewood drainage facilitation, we have increased the budget to ensure that constituencies throughout New Providence that has challenges with drainage and flooding, we have funding allocated to ensure that we have deep well drainage, deep well drilling, and drainage upgrades. I just read the budget book. You read it? You read the budget book? Did you read the budget book? Chippingham and Purple Track areas are being targeted to reduce chronic flooding. Talk less and listen more. Meanwhile, the rollout of AI-powered Meanwhile, the rollout of AI-powered traffic signals and the See-Click-Fix app is digitizing our public work systems, allowing citizens to report and track road repairs in real time. We are combining Bahamian grit with global innovation to keep Bahamian safe and moving. My ministry is in an effort to bolster its human resources too, Mr. Deputy. We have a lot of persons that work hard at the Ministry of Works and Family Affairs. They have worked many years, some of them without being made PNP, some without promotions. So we're working hard to implement the following initiatives, and we've accomplished some of this already. To upgrade the salaries and amend the career paths of the permanent technical officers so as to attract more Bahamians as engineers and architects and inspectors. A lot of times, we have challenges attracting engineers and architects and inspectors and these specialty persons that we need because the funding is not in line with the private sector. So we're trying to correct that, some of that, Mr. Deputy, so we can ensure that Bahamians are able to have first opportunity to work for the Ministry of Works, for the public sector, driving change throughout the country. The appointment of 140+ individuals to replace and strengthen technical and clerical needs needed in areas such as building control, the northern compound, and other areas throughout the ministry. Ensuring the recommendations are forwarded to the Ministry of Public Service for promotions and reclassifications on behalf of the hard-working staff. The Bahamas government has rolled out its Cloud Bahamas Public Service Reimagined project, and this project, also known as Oracle Fusion Human Capital Management, will modernize, digitize, revolutionize, and standardize how we manage human resources and accounting across the public service. And this ministry is working extremely hard to ensure that our officers are fully familiar with Oracle in order to assist the government's agenda for eliminating paper-based processes. The procurement process will also be digitized. And additionally, human resource, payroll, and accounts sections have recently been relocated to the second floor of the Smiley Bastien building on University Drive. And this move allows for the staff to work more efficiently and deal with the increased workload demands in a spacious and comfortable working environment. Mr. Deputy, I now turn to my matters concerning local government, and I see the acting director and the team from local government here, and I want to welcome them, Mr. Deputy, to the House of Assembly, who are very instrumental in ensuring that these islands operate and function properly. Local government has effectively utilized the funds allocated in the 24-25 annual budget to further strengthen and enhance the execution of local governance throughout the Bahamas. The Local Government Repeal and Replacement Act 2024, this landmark legislation is one of the most significant reforms for Family Islands in decades. The Local Government Repeal and Replacement Act brings a new era of transparency, accountability, and empowerment. For far too long, the governance model in the Family Islands did not fully reflect the unique challenges residents face, especially when compared to those in Nassau. This act gives local councils more tools, more autonomy, and clearer responsibilities so they can make real-time decisions that affect their communities. This is about giving power back to the people right where they live. The 2024 Local Government Act helped to modernize local government procedures to ensure greater administrative efficiency. The 2024 Local Government Repeal and Replacement Act aligns local governance frameworks with existing legislative amendments, thereby strengthening service delivery, local administrative structures, and operational efficiency. The Act, which was enacted on 18th of December 2024, includes key highlights such as they clearly define the roles and responsibilities of Family Island administrators, elected officials, and the overall structure of the department. Provisions for a level of financial autonomy by way of revenue-raising powers, step-by-step procurement processes which help to reinforce fiscal responsibility, accountability, and transparency, further enhancement of statutory authorities in areas such as building control, road traffic, town planning, port, hotel licensing, and business license, tools and guidelines to foster community involvement, remuneration for practitioners, and local government elections were held on January 23rd of 2025. These local government elections, Mr. Deputy, facilitated by the Parliamentary Registration Department, helped to revitalize councils and townships with newly elected members dedicated to advancing their communities. As a result of the elections, 268 town committee members were sworn in, of which 109 would go on to serve at the district council level in second scheduled districts. Additionally, 132 were sworn in to serve on district councils in third scheduled districts. The preservation of democratic processes within local government remains a national priority. We remain committed to conducting timely elections that ensure that fair representation which align with aspirations of Family Island residents. And for the first time, and until repealed, there is a set date for local government elections. So, members of the local government now know when election will be 2.5 years from now. The date is already set. Mr. Deputy, the Junior Council program continues to shape the next generation of leaders, giving high school students in the Family Islands hands-on experience with public service. When young people get involved in governance early, they gain confidence, they learn responsibility, and they understand the importance of community building. It's an initiative that bridges generations and builds civic pride island by island. Mr. Deputy, the Junior Council Initiative continues to serve as a cornerstone in shaping young Bahamian leaders. Through elections held in 43 schools, mirroring the full electoral process, students gained invaluable exposure to democratic principles. These structured civic engagement sharpen decision-making skills, instill leadership values, and encourage youth participation in governance, preparing them for future national service. The far-reaching benefits of this program include empowering students with real-life governance experience, fostering leadership, responsibility, and civic engagement, providing hands-on opportunities for junior and senior high school students to understand local government processes and actively serve their school and their communities. Mr. Deputy, financial investment. The program was allocated a budget of $364,000 for the 24-25 fiscal year, supporting initiatives across all participating schools. Program, and I want to encourage members of Parliament, especially in the Family Islands, who has junior local councils, to support them. They do a lot of great initiatives. If you can do it financially, that'll be good. If you can support them in other ways, that'll be fine as well. But these are young people that are really changing the way that we do things in regards to local government, and we would like to include them in as much things as possible. The program expansion, we grew from 39 junior and senior high schools last year to 43 this year, demonstrating increasing interest and student engagement. And you see, Mr. Deputy, this is what happens when we focus on the youth. The schools participating was 1 in New Providence, 9 in Grand Bahama, and other Family Islands were 33 schools. Elections were held on the 17th October 2024, allowing for students to vote for who they wanted to. The program saw remarkable participation. 6,000 students registered to vote, Mr. Deputy, reflecting heightened civic awareness among youth. Active involvement in election administration with students serving as registration clerks and election clerks. 267 students were sworn in, appointed to 5, 7, and 9-member councils within their schools. Rumpke and Ragged Island established shadow councils, ensuring representation despite having only one high school student each. Each participating school was allotted $1,000 in supplementary funding, supporting school projects and community initiatives, further encouraging student-led impact. Mr. Deputy, every year we recognize excellence with the Best Junior Council Award. And this year we recognize the exceptional work of the Best Junior Council. And these young people demonstrated leadership, creativity, and a real understanding of their role in shaping their communities. Acknowledging their efforts is not just ceremonial, it's a signal that every contribution matters. Once again this year, the Best Junior Council Award will honor the top 3 councils based set on criteria. Last year's winners and their prize allocations were, I probably should start this from third place. Third place was Sister Mary Patricia Russell Junior High School at $2,000. Second place, second place was Inagua All-Age Junior Council at $3,000. And first place was 8 Mile Rock High School Junior Council with $5,000. You know, we got to watch Inagua. I think they come first the year before, and this year they second. Michael. Winning schools use their funds to successfully implement additional projects benefiting their institutions and surrounding communities. When we look at legacy of leadership, Mr. Deputy, our local government framework thrives on legacy, the commitment of individuals who serve not for the spotlight, but for service. The continuation of leadership at the district level is what strengthens community trust and accountability. This year, we also proudly celebrated the 20th anniversary of the Junior Council program, proof that when we invest in youth, we invest in long-term health of our democracy. Mr. Deputy, my ministry deeply values the dedication and contribution of local government personnel. As part of our commitment to workforce development, we continue to prioritize career progression, professional growth, and the regularization and promotion of local government employees. This initiative not only boosts morale, but also enhances overall competence and fosters a culture of efficiency across the department. Mr. Deputy, since the enactment of the Local Government, the original act in 1996, district councils and town committees throughout the Family Islands have engaged to employ persons to assist with bridging the employment gap experienced by various central government agencies. The engagement of clerical and general service workers has helped ensure that central government services continue in many districts. However, due to the nature of their employment and under the Local Government Act, those persons are not benefited as being P&P employees, permanent and pensionable. Mr. Deputy, in a lot of these family islands, you have persons who's been hired by the Department of Local Government to fill these gaps for some 20 years, 15 years, for a long time. So as such, the Department of Local Government has undertaken an exercise to identify all full-time salaried workers who have been working for district councils and town committees for prolonged periods of time, with the intent to regularize them as permanent and pensionable civil servants. This will bring long-awaited relief and stability to persons that in some cases have not been able to receive employment letters for bank loans or salary deductions or benefit from increments, service-wide promotions, or salary increases. Mr. Deputy, across the country, it is estimated that 120 persons will benefit from the regularization exercise. Moving forward, I admonish councils and town committees to adhere to the provisions of the Act with respect to the engagement of employees in order to prevent persons from being disenfranchised in the future. Mr. Deputy, this is a one-time exercise to regularize those persons that has been left in abeyance for a while. So I encourage local councils to ensure that they fall in line with the Act before they hire any more individuals. Yes. Mr. Deputy, This year, local government has invested in training and professional development because it is key to the advancing local government operations. In light of their goal to build capacity, the Department of Local Government introduced structured capacity building, training initiatives to enhance productivity, standardize procedures, and sharpen leadership skills. This ongoing effort will ensure that administrative staff, council, and town committees are fully equipped to serve effectively in their respective districts. Over the course of the past few months, Mr. Deputy, the Department of Local Government has undertaken training initiatives to ensure that both practitioners and staff are well-versed with the operational framework, policies, and legislation related to systems of local government in the Bahamas. The islands of Andros and Abaco have already been covered, and the team will continue to move throughout the islands until every town council, every town committee has received adequate training. This initiative is part of the annual training requirement, which is mandated by the Local Government Act. Mr. Deputy, in the 25-26 budget year, we are committed to addressing long-standing challenges, particularly those affecting administrators' offices in the Family Islands. The administrative offices in North Andros and North Eleuthera in Arbor Island must be relocated due to pressing infrastructural concerns. The Arbor Island office has fallen into a state of disrepair, while the North Andros office faces significant structural issues requiring immediate attention. We have made the decision to relocate these offices to safeguard the health and well-being of our administrators and administrative staff. Mr. Deputy, as we conclude the discussion on local government, I am proud to highlight the continued inroads and the significant progress made by the Department of Local Government. Through strategic planning, improved resource allocation, and strengthened operational frameworks, we have ensured greater efficiency and enhanced service delivery across our communities. Mr. Deputy, the 25-26 budget reinforces our commitment to foster a more responsive, empowered, and effective system of local governance, one that remains firmly dedicated to the needs of our citizens with sustained investments with ongoing reforms. We are building a stronger foundation for a future where local government thrives, ensuring meaningful improvements in every district. Mr. Deputy, adequate financial allocations are crucial for effective local governance. Recognizing this, the 10% increase in council budgets was upheld in the 25-26 fiscal budget that we allocated 2 budgets ago, reinforcing the commitment to equitable resource distribution. This continued investment empowers councils to effectively manage essential services, implement developmental projects, and proactively address the evolving needs of their communities, ultimately fostering greater autonomy and responsiveness at the local level. Mr. Deputy, maintaining and upgrading administrative offices and residences is essential to fostering a productive work environment. With strategic investments in these facilities, we aim to equip administrators and staff with the necessary resources to fulfill their responsibilities effectively while ensuring a workplace that encourages productivity and community engagement. Toward this end, the Department of Local Government, in partnership with the Department of Works, has commenced work on the following projects: the Administrators Complex in North Abaco, the Administrators Residence in North Abaco, Central Andros, and San Salvador, Spanish Wells Public Dock, and the Public Cemetery in Rock Sound, Eleuthera. It is anticipated that the following projects will be addressed in the 25-26 fiscal period: Administrative Complex in Arbor Island, North Andros, Central Eleuthera, Spanish Wells, Mangrove Key, South Andros, and Exuma, and the Administrative Complex in Cat Island. Mr. Deputy, in the 24-25 fiscal period, the Department of Local Government partnered with the Ministry of Economic Affairs and the Ministry of Finance to improve operational capacity in the Family Islands. The acquisition of advanced tools, vehicles, and office infrastructure streamlines administrative processes, optimizing service delivery, and effectively managing operational costs. Mr. Deputy, this budget year, the additional funds allocated for cleanup programs across the Family Islands has significantly contributed to the upkeep and beautification of public spaces. By investing in minor repairs and maintenance initiatives, we foster civic pride, enhance community aesthetics, and ensure that public spaces remain clean and well-maintained. More than $650,000 of small-scale capital funds were dispersed throughout the Family Islands for this initiative, which directly impacted local economies through small and medium businesses. Mr. Deputy, when we look at the Regatta desk, the ministry is working on the establishment of a sailing commission. The purpose of this commission is to support the government in formulating policies, rules, legislation, and regulations pertaining to sailing activities in the Bahamas, primarily focused on traditional bayman sloop sailing. The commission is envisioned to serve as an advisory and regulatory body to help preserve, promote, and develop sailing as a national sport and cultural heritage, while also ensuring safety standards and sustainable practices. Mr. Deputy, my ministry is committed to the development of sailing as a national sport in conjunction with the Ministry of Youth, Sports, and Culture. We have significantly expanded youth engagement by increasing the number and reach of youth sailing programs throughout the country. To date, we have invested nearly $1 million in these initiatives through subventions, summer sailing camps, and the National Youth Regatta. In partnership with the Ministry of Education, we are also integrating the art and tradition of boat building into our schools. We have enlisted experienced local boat builders across the country to lead the construction of E-class sloops at 12 schools throughout the Bahamas. So this hands-on program not only teaches valuable craftsmanship and maritime skills, but also fosters a deep connection to our sailing heritage among young Bahamians. These combined efforts are designed to develop a strong pipeline of skilled sailors and craftspeople, ensuring the sustainability of sailing as a vibrant and inclusive national sport for generations to come. This year, we have seen a significant increase in participation in sailing activities across the Bahamas. This growth is largely attributed to the rise in the number of sloops being built, as well as an increase in the number and scope of regattas held throughout the Family Islands. Notably, the National Family Island Regatta recorded an historic high in the number of sloops participating, reflecting the renewed enthusiasm and community support for traditional sailing. The best of the best regatta also experienced record participation, highlighting the growing competitive spirit and talent within the sailing community. To build on this momentum, Mr. Deputy, we are currently in the process of developing a comprehensive marketing plan aimed at further promoting the sport both locally and internationally. This plan will also focus on attractive private sector partners to invest in sailing's growth, ensuring sustainable funding and broadening opportunities for sailors, communities, and businesses alike. Our goal is to elevate sailing as a premier sport and cultural attraction in the Bahamas, strengthening its role in national identity, youth development, and tourism. Mr. Deputy, also under my remit as a Public Parks and Beaches Authority, the Honorable Member for Mount Moriah chairs the authority and continues to work diligently alongside the team to make meaningful progress for Bahamians. This is yet another vital area within the Ministry of Works that is steadily changing lives and uplifting communities across islands, one park, one beach at a time. The authority is currently tackling the issue of illegal and expired billboards by removing them from key public spaces, including Montague Beach and Saunders Beach. Many of these signs continue to advertise long past events and have become visual eyesores that detract from the natural beauty of our coastlines. Mr. Deputy, these efforts are not just cosmetic. They are about preserving the pristine, unspoiled beauty of our national treasures and protecting the visitor and resident experience. Further, the authority is making consistent strides in the renovation of public parks, and these renovations include essential repairs to children's playgrounds, restroom facilities, and benches. A thorough review of our parks is ongoing to determine where improvements are most needed, and we are committed to ensuring that every park receives the attention it deserves so that families across the islands can enjoy safe, clean, and vibrant community spaces. Mr. Deputy, as we continue our journey of development across the country, I now turn to another crucial agency under my remit, the Bahamas Bridge Authority. Mr. Point of order.
The chair recognizes the honorable member for St. Anne's.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, the member's report on parks and beaches seems to be short. There's a requirement that there's an audited report tabled every year. We haven't had an audited report tabled since 2022, 2023, and 2024. And if we are so concerned about the review of our parks and beaches, there are 6 debris piles that have been left at Montague Foreshore, which we're transforming into a sloop tribute park. They've been left there now for over 2 weeks. Thank you, Mr. Deputy.
Yeah, I won't even go there because I don't like, you know, I wouldn't want St. Anne's to try throw St. Barnabas under the bus like that about, you know, that ain't fair. That ain't fair to my friends St. Barnabas. But the audit reports will be laid. So, you know, St. Barnabas, you could have a conversation with your member during break. Mr. Deputy, the Bridge Authority is actively advancing its mission to strengthen national infrastructure and improve the movement of people and goods, whether by car, by foot, or by commerce. To enhance efficiency, the authority has undertaken significant IT infrastructure upgrades. Toll lanes are being modernized with improved systems and digital devices, including the introduction of debit and credit card payment options at the booths. The authority has also upgraded its data center services and switches, and implemented cybersecurity and disaster recovery protocols, ensuring 21st century operational standards are upheld in keeping with our focus on innovation. The authority has launched a digital advertising program. If you notice, you have a jumbo digital display that has been installed at the toll booth canopy to promote Paradise Island events. Advertising banners now also grace the bridge lamp poles, allowing businesses from hotels to shops to reach both locals and tourists alike. Mr. Deputy, in partnership with, I assume that the member for Elizabeth will possibly speak on this. This has been driven by BPL and our ministry. Partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, with BPL, and Ministry of Agriculture, Environmental Health, Water and Sewage Corporation, and the Pulaski Vendors Association. The Bridge Authority has begun a cleanup and beautification initiative for Pulaski Dock. This effort is revitalizing one of the most iconic gathering spaces in the capital. And in my early communication, I expanded on bridges proposed under the upcoming fiscal budget. These bridges will fall under the remit of the Bridge Authority, which will be responsible for the maintenance and upkeep of these bridges. So each of these projects represents a vital link connecting families, unlocking trade, and expanding opportunity. Additionally, the authority is investing in its people with a suite of human resource programs, a new finance and operations policy manual, a career path guide, internal newsletter, staff recognition efforts, a summer student employment program, and active negotiations for a new industrial agreement. These efforts are ensuring that the workforce is motivated, trained, and prepared for the future. And finally, the authority has completed financial audits for 2018 to 2020, with work now underway on audits for 21 to 2023. Another step in transparency and accountability, Mr. Deputy. Mr. Deputy, while the structures of local government represent the machinery of a community empowerment in the Family Islands, it is the people, our ministry staff, who keep that machinery running with excellence across every island. Madam Speaker, I wish to express my deepest gratitude to the dedicated public servants of the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs, to my permanent secretary, Sanya Simonet, my director, Robert Moses, to the engineers who walk job sites under the blazing sun, to the architects and quantity surveyors who draw our national future into blueprints, to the administrators and district teams in every island who ensure contracts are executed, calls are answered, and communities are heard. I thank you. Your work is not always seen, but your impact is felt, and every pothole filled, every building repaired, every bridge rebuilt. The progress we celebrate in this honorable House is powered by your service. Mr. Deputy, I am certain that the constituents of Central and South Eleuthera are tuned in and waiting for me to speak on our progress. So I hope to spend the next few minutes I have to speak about Central and South Eleuthera, Mr. Deputy. It is not lost to me that the residents of Central and South took a chance on me when they entered the ballot box in 2021. Mr. Deputy, I'm proud to stand here today to say I'm more than a member of Parliament. I'm a part of their family. Having immersed into the amazing and resilient community spanning from Hatchet Bay in the north to Bannerman Town in the south, I'm overwhelmed by support, confidence in me, and our connections that has allowed us to begin the positive economic recovery the constituency desperately needed. Mr. Deputy, leading up to 2021, I'm still young, being a young Bahamian citizen, I too understood how voters felt about governments, especially after the prior administration. When you look at unfilled promises, underwhelming representation, and the like. So when I sought to become the representative for Central and South Eleuthera, I made absolutely no promise to the residents that I didn't think that we could not make good on in the 5 years that we were given. So in listening to the residents, I set out to make the following changes that represented their needs at the time. So when you look at education, Mr. Deputy, 3 significant goals have been achieved in conjunction with the good member for Ingliston. We have opened the first Family Island campus of BTBI in South Eleuthera. For Eleutherans, this campus has been badly needed, as many people employed and also just leaving school. They needed an avenue, Mr. Deputy, to become proficient in a trade, upgrade their skills, and with the recent economic boost to the island, many companies were seeking qualified persons with technical knowledge, experience, and accredited qualifications. This campus is open and operational and has been an asset to the growth of the community. It is headed by veteran educator Aaron McPhee, a native of Bannerman Town, Eleuthera. Further to the establishment of the BTVI campus, I have personally invested in co-hosting the annual college symposium founded by the late Bridget Francis International and Partners. In conjunction with the Member of Parliament for North Eleuthera, we have been instrumental in hosting this annual event to expose our students throughout the island to universities from the United States, Canada, and here in the Bahamas. Offering insightful information, on-site application for admissions, and also scholarships for tertiary education. Mr. Deputy, the investment in our youth remains priority in Central and South Eleuthera. There is no greater sobering truth than knowing that they indeed are the future. And with that, we have the responsibility as leaders to sow into them, to sow the tools that will be necessary for them to continue to build a resilient and prosperous nation. Mr. Deputy, I am also pleased to speak about the partnership developed with Caribbean Payment Solutions, who have also been instrumental in the upgrades to the sporting facilities at Preston Aubrey High School. A new track and field has been constructed, and with the rubber track to be installed over the summer. The repaving of the tennis and basketball courts and the parking lot for the school. These upgrades benefit the whole island of Eleuthera, as many of our students in the past And believe it or not, I used to run that same track barefoot, rock poking up through my foot. So now the students will have a proper rubber track where Olympians such as Chris Fireman Brown, who came from South Eleuthera, they have benefited from sports scholarships having ran on this very same track. I ain't that good as Chris Fireman Brown, but you know.
You're a basketball.
I'm a basketball player, that's true too. Economic empowerment. Mr. Deputy, from the Access Accelerator to the Bahamas Development Bank, and BIC and the Tourism Development Corporation, this government has expended resources to encourage economic empowerment through entrepreneurial ventures. These organizations continue to build partnerships, adding capacity to the local economy. Partnerships with the Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce, Disney Cruise Lines, Carnival Cruise Lines to boost skills training and invest in small business growth. Mr. Deputy, the economic outlook for Eleuthera looks bright. Because of the increase in industry, Eleuthera is seeing growth in the infrastructural upgrades to its roads, to its water, to its electricity. These, Madam Speaker, have been overlooked for decades.
Yes.
The degradation of which has almost crippled the island, encouraging substandard living throughout, frustrations, and heightened stress. This Davis-led government, however, has not been content with maintaining the status quo. Over the past year, significant progress has been made to stabilize the electrical grid, diversify energy production, and the member for Elizabeth continues to ensure that the corporation continues to invest significantly in the maintenance of the distribution lines, cutting overgrowth, changing lines, increasing efficiency. We're excited about the LNG and the solarization coming to Eleuthera. This process continues to be painful for some, as residents still have planned power outages. However, there has been tremendous improvement overall, and the trajectory remains positive. Mr. Deputy, over this weekend, we had festivals without the power going out, Mr. Deputy. As for the water, Mr. Deputy, we are committed to the people of Central and South Eleuthera. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. We never could do that before. Mr. Deputy, as for the water, to the people of Central and South Eleuthera, we are committed to significantly improving the delivery of potable water for the far-reaching settlements of John Millis and Bannerman Town. This government and your member of parliament cares about you. Your quality of life and basic needs are as equally important to the development of this nation as in Ragged Island, Mayaguana, Andros, and Grand Bahama. In Central and South Eleuthera, there exist great opportunities for economic empowerment and ownership. Just 1 month ago, homeowners were presented with keys to their brand new homes at the Ocean Old subdivision, courtesy of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal.
All right. Let them all come in.
The member for Carmichael say more coming. You see, Mr. Deputy, Family Island lives matter to this administration. You can't, I don't care how you twist it, how you say it, how you turn it, you can't deny the fact that Family Islands are getting more attention under this Davis-led administration than on any government. Any. If you say it, if you write it on paper, either way, you come out the same way. So, Mr. Deputy, we are ushering in change.
Yes.
I made no promise that I did not think that this Davis administration couldn't accomplish in this five-year term. We are headed into year 5, and I'm pleased that those promises are well underway and expected to be completed or very near completion by next general election. Mr. Deputy, I must confess that coming from the private sector into government sometimes becomes a culture shock. However, checks and balances in many instances are necessary to safeguard the public purse, and every effort made is a series of well-designed steps towards an improved quality of life. It requires collaboration, commitment, dedication, and follow-through. Mr. Deputy, additionally, there are significant improvements in docks at James Siston and Topham Bay. And these aren't merely upgraded for aesthetic appeal. These docks are the lifelines for these communities. They feed our island as the industrious fishermen haul their daily catch, and residents and businesses from all over the islands converge to purchase seafood for homes and families. They help to sustain our small business economy. These upgrades to the docks shape the future of economic progress for an island, one community at a time. Mr. Deputy, as I am committed to doing my part in facilitating the economic growth of Eleuthera, on behalf of my constituents, the points of entry to our islands is essential to supporting this economic growth. Hence, last year we set out to upgrade the airport at Governor's Harbour. This upcoming fiscal year, we hope to continue that project. We hope to be complete in the third quarter, Mr. Deputy. And with a significant growth in our tourism market, the construction of several major projects in the south on the island, like Disney, like the major upgrades to Half Moon Key and Princess Keys, and the pre-construction underway of the Ritz-Carlton Reserve, the airport needs to be reconstructed to accommodate the growth and facilitate an enhanced travel experience. Mr. Deputy, healthcare continues to be a high priority in the primary needs of the residents of Eleuthera. You would note that at the last budget communication, I spoke at length about the good member for Tall Pines' intent on signing a contract for the construction of a healthcare facility in Palmetto Point. Mr. Deputy, I'm pleased to see that the progress has taken shape with a local contractor on the island who was born and raised there and is heading this transformative project, which will serve the people of Eleuthera from Spanish Wells in the north to Bannerman Town in the south. Mr. Deputy, what is indicative of a great nation is the resource that we have in our own people. Yes. Yes. Knowing that governments come and go, knowing that funding is always limited, especially when earmarked for certain islands, for the family islands, a large number of residents and visitors who call our island home continue to collectively pool their resources to ensure that where we lack in health care and safety, we have resources available to us in the event of emergencies. Communities are joining together to purchase and maintain and operate fire trucks and ambulances to ensure that the livelihoods of their communities are safeguarded and maintained. These efforts are a great testimony to the resourcefulness and determination of Eleutherans. Mr. Deputy, I had the opportunity to play a small role in ascertaining a fire truck to aid in fire suppression and also in ensuring that the ambulances are secured. I continue to use the tools and resources available to assist the volunteer firefighters in emergency responses as much as possible. Mr. Deputy, we ought not to forget that the country belongs to each one of us. No matter how we balance the budget, the government is not a standalone entity. The heartbeat of our nation is our people. Yes. Only when we are united, when we can stand together and collectively work on our challenges will we begin to see the results that we desire. Yes. Mr. Deputy, governments cannot do it alone. Eleuthera is setting the trend, Mr. Deputy. We are uniting our resources, and together we are creating an island that we all can be proud to call home. Tomorrow, I travel to Eleuthera to officially hand over the fire truck that I secured to assist the communities of South Eleuthera. Just a few nights ago, another fire raged and caused significant damages to the home of a resident in Greencastle and the livelihood. So additionally, the homeowner suffered some severe burning about the body and is being treated for the same. So while many criticize efforts to secure a fire truck, when a life is on the line and homes are being destroyed, no one cares how old or new the fire truck is. The people that really matter only care that it's operable and functional and can help to save a property and lives. Yes. With the unpredictable weather and these frequent blazes, the need to have this vehicle in rotation is urgent. Mr. Deputy, the work doesn't stop there. If you are tired of hearing about the transformative improvements in Central and South Eleuthera, then and only will I feel like I've done my job well.
I read about that one too in the book.
Eleutherans have often reminded me of the Prime Minister.
Pay attention.
who declared, Eleutherans have often reminded me of the Prime Minister who declared that Eleuthera had its time. They lament that from a rally speech until 2021, the side opposite overlooked Eleuthera at every turn. During the last opposition administration, Eleutherans were unfairly locked down, severely punished with more restrictions imposed upon them than the coconut vendors, or islands where the COVID count was much higher. They haven't forgotten, Mr. Deputy. They haven't forgotten martial law, heavily guarded like prisoners by the Royal Bahamas Defense Force at the behest of the competent authority.
Member,
But
the chair recognizes the honourable member for St. Anne's.
It's unfortunate that a party that's been in government for 3 years continues to have to go back to the last administration. The member is now accusing the last administration of neglecting South Andros, while at the same time, South Eleuthera. Of neglecting South Eleuthera, when in fact, Mr. Deputy Speaker, it was the last administration that brought the Disney project that's providing a great stimulus to the members' constituency. Eleuthera as a whole, Mr. Deputy Speaker, saw a new mailboat dock in Rock Sound under the last administration. They saw road paving in South Eleuthera communities, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Yes, this is a point of order. He's misleading the House. I'm correcting the record, Mr. Deputy Speaker. There's highway paving throughout Eleuthera, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Developed plans for a new airport, Mr. Deputy Speaker. And we repaired the glass window bridge. And we also completed engineering studies and plans for a new glass window bridge as a modern tourist attraction. I would recommend that the good member stick to what he's actually achieving, Mr. Deputy Speaker. The public will note that this is the first time in 4 years the government hasn't brought one single display board of a completed project. Everything they're talking about is only on writing, nothing to show the people, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Stick to what you've done and don't talk about where you've come from.
if you don't know where you come from, you don't know where you're going, St. Anne's. Sit down. Hold on. Mr. Deputy. Mr. Deputy, this ain't a debate. This ain't a debate. What happened? He forgot something?
Is this a point of order or clarification? Hold on, member, is this a point of order or clarification?
This ain't a point of order. Mr. Deputy. What I do know, what I do know, Mr. Deputy, that this Davis administration.
Members, is this a point of order or clarification?
No, this is no point of order, Mr. Deputy.
Members.
The government side is misleading, Mr. Deputy Speaker, by claiming that we've only done plans for the glass window bridge. We actually completed extensive repairs to the glass window bridge under the last administration, and even in Central and South Eleuthera's actual place of residence, Mr. Deputy Speaker, in Spanish Wells. Mr. Deputy Speaker,
member, can we let him finish?
We had extensive roads repaved, and we had a new bridge. A new bridge was erected, Mr. Deputy Speaker, after years of neglect by the last administration between what is known as St. George's Key and Russell Island.
Thank you, honourable member. The chair recognizes the honourable member for Central and South.
Mr. Deputy, I heard what one thing St. Anne's says. St. Anne's need to stay on St. Anne's and don't worry about Central and South Eleuthera. I'll tell you that. Talking fool. Mr. Deputy.
That's in politics.
Mr. Deputy, the record will Mr. Deputy, the record will.
The chair recognizes the honourable member for St. Anne's.
Speaker, Central and South Eleuthera is misleading the House by saying he's not heard one thing I've said. The public has heard everything I've said. And what is... And what he should be listening to are all of the local government practitioners that haven't received their payment for May. It's all the way in the middle of June, as well as those districts that still haven't received their remittance for the month of May while we're in the middle of June.
Thank you, honourable member.
If you claim not to listen to St. Anne's and you want St. Anne's to remain in St. Anne's, take care of your ministry and the local government officials and representatives.
Order, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
The chair recognizes the honourable member for Freetown.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, it would really be helpful, and I would ask Marco City to make his literary work available online, so the Bahamian public can legitimately access it
How much?
and see what St. Anne's is doing in the politics playbook. I'm trying to help you, man. Make it available online, and I'll be at pace so we can see this script that is being written, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Supposedly points of order, which if you read the script, and I intend to go into it a bit more to deal with it. I stand on a point of order that's an abuse of Central and South privilege.
Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honorable member, let him fit. Is this point of order or
Yes,
clarification?
yes, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Okay, can you wrap?
It seems as though Freetown believes he's
Order,
the KC.
order, members.
It seems as though-
members, order. The chair recognizes the honorable member for St. Anne's.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. It seems as though the member for Freetown believes he's the government's KC in this honorable House. And what we've already identified in this whole debate over politics is that the man who wears the crown for politics is from Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador. That can't be denied. That can't be denied. I'm not going to sing today for you. I am not going to sing today for you.
The chair
The
recognizes
man who wears the
member
crown for politics can't be
Central
denied.
and South
Just let.
Hang with him more.
Finish his contribution, please.
You should hang with Senator
You can't tell me when to finish or start my contribution. You know, what? Oh, yeah, I got it up. I'll there. Mr. Deputy, it's amazing, you know. The
That's
side
what they
opposite
scared.
has a lot to say
Red, they scared.
without backing up anything. No point of order. Nothing attributed to what I was talking about. Just pull things out, I don't know where, out of the sky. I would rather them sing Buju than to talk foolishness in this place. Mr. Deputy, the record will forever reflect that from 21 to now and beyond, Eleuthera has a seat at the table.
Yes.
And that table is expanding opportunities for each and every resident of the constituency, despite gender, color, or political persuasion. Central and South Eleuthera. Oh shoot, you come from Cat Island. You can't even beat them out for Cat Island. You run Grand Bomber.
Order, members.
Central and South Eleuthera, the work continues. There is no resting on our laurels. Over this coming fiscal period, we will build a new administrative complex. Mr. Deputy, we expect to commence work on a new building for the Bombers Customs in Governor's Harbor. We propose to build a new office for the Ministry of Works at Governor's Harbor, an additional classroom block at Emma E. Cooper, a boating ramp in Wimson's Bight, and renovate the administrative buildings in Tarpon Bay, Greencastle, and Deep Creek. Mr. Deputy, the member for Carmichael already committed to building additional affordable homes in Rock Sound. And Mr. Deputy, the progress of this Davis administration does not stop in Central and South Eleuthera. North Eleuthera has been the heartbeat of Eleuthera's economy for decades. It has grown into self-sufficiency and has been leading the country with its robust economy. And while North Eleuthera continues to progress, there has been an obvious lack of upkeep and maintenance in government buildings and public infrastructure. Notwithstanding that, for 39 years, Mr. Deputy, let me repeat that, for 39 long years, this constituency has been led by members opposite. Mr. Deputy, when these comedians criticize his government administration, I wonder if they don't bite, chew, and swallow their tongues. They should really hang their heads in shame, Mr. Deputy, because they and their predecessors had every opportunity to improve the infrastructure in North Eleuthera. They didn't do it. When the PLP took office, we began to implement much-needed changes. The old stop, review, and cancel governments ensured that any progress made by the Progressive Liberal Party was wiped away clean. Mr. Deputy, the member, yourself, has made significant strides to begin the restoration to the infrastructure that was badly needed throughout the constituency. Your presence has truly been felt. Your advocacy for your constituents has been loud and recognized. The theme for this year's budget is expanding opportunities island by island. Harbor Island, Spanish Wells, the entire Northern District, is accounted for in this budget. As I mentioned earlier, significant upgrades to the public dock on Arbor Island will be initiated and mobilized in this upcoming fiscal period. Bradlanders will recall that at the Eleuthera Business Outlook held earlier this year, I mentioned that in the third quarter of this year, works to the dock would commence. I'm pleased to confirm that the tender process is completed and the contract for the work has been signed and is expected to progress on time, on budget. Similarly, Mr. Deputy, we spoke about the new public dock in Spanish Wells, and that contract should be signed within the next 2 weeks. Architectural renderings for a new Ministry of Works building for North Eleuthera is completed and is expected to go out for tender within the next few weeks, and work on the new structure is expected to commence in the fourth quarter of this year. Mr. Deputy, much has been said about the state of the airport at North Eleuthera. I remember when I was in the Senate, there was a line item for North Eleuthera for $40 million for the North Eleuthera Airport. Where'd the money go, Mr. Deputy? Not a dollar spent on North Eleuthera Airport. This asset is a lifeline to the economy of Eleuthera. This administration, through the efforts of the member for Axuma and the Irregular Islands, is making considerable progress to rebuild this aerodrome and bring it up to international standards and make it attractive to both residents and visitors alike. Mr. Deputy, when I flew out on North Eleuthera this weekend, I can see that the temporary structure is almost complete, and I'm excited for when the new facility will start construction. This isn't cheap gimmicks, Mr. Deputy, or showboating efforts. This administration is committed to putting our family islands' needs as priority. Every island, every rock, and every key, which contributes to the beauty of our country, and we are duty-bound to ensure that the citizens that live here, live there, as an equal recipient to a fair and decent way of life. Mr. Deputy, before I take my seat, I must extend appreciation and gratitude to my team members who continue to put Eleuthera first despite the criticisms, public embarrassments, and outright untruths from detractors. They remain focused, and their contributions are invaluable, and together we have accomplished so much. No man is an island, and all of the achievements on Eleuthera are the result of careful planning and execution by our team. I am forever grateful to them for their continued sacrifices and their contributions to nation building. Central and South Eleuthera, thank you. I thank you for this opportunity to serve you in this Davis administration and represent your interests in this honorable House. Mr. Deputy, before I read my concluding statement, I would like to recognize a team from local government who has joined us today. Acting Director, Afo Roma, Bolo Lang, Administrator Plinda, Administrator Palacios. I don't think I'm missing anybody.
You want to stand so we can
Please
recognize?
stand. We want to thank you for that contribution, and you know, the pressure in local government sometimes be tall. So, you know, that's probably a break for them to come here to the House of Assembly. But I thank them for their work and their relentlessness. But Mr. Deputy, the tide of transformation is rising, and with it, so are the islands of the Bahamas. I rise with conviction, not just as a minister, but as a Bahamian son of the family islands. Island by island, road by road, we are pushing back against decades of neglect. We are proving that no Bahamian is too remote to be remembered. No settlement is too small to matter. No island is too far to feel the reach of progress. This ministry is not building monuments. We are building momentum. We are building futures, from the student in San Salvador who can now get to school without dodging potholes, to the fishermen in Tarpon Bay who will soon dock at a safe, modern facility, to the young contractor in Centerville who just landed their first road paving contract and now hires 5 of their peers. This budget is working for them. And that the message ring clear, Mr. Deputy, in every settlement, in every constituency, on every key, that this Davis administration is working for you.
Yes.
Infrastructure is not just concrete and steel. It is care. It is commitment. It is a physical proof that the government sees you and is working for you, so that no may be in doubt that this New Day government is serious about equity. We are not just paving roads, we are paving the way for opportunity, for justice, and for dignity.
Yes.
Central and South Eleuthera wholeheartedly supports this budget.
Thank you, Honorable Member. The Chair recognizes the Honorable Member for Marco City.
Mr. Deputy, just before a brief intervention, I wanted to invite the member to lay the article that he referenced in terms of what the government's plan was, the Free National Movement government plan was with respect to taxation, had we been successful. You read a portion of an article that you said you would lay, and so I just wanted you to lay that article, please.
Yeah. Order that the documents be brought up. Order that the documents to lie on the table. The Chair recognizes the Honorable Member for Marco City.
Sorry, Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy. Mr. Deputy, I did not want to interrupt the member, but there was a point that he made, Mr. Deputy, and as Mr. Deputy, my request.
Hold on, member, are you?
Yes, Mr. Deputy.
What is this?
What I would like to do, rather than comment on the comments made by the member, which I believe is a strong point of order. I spoke to you in my communication with you.
The Chair recognizes the Honorable Member for Cat Island, Rum, Kingston,
Thank you very
Salvador.
much, Mr. Deputy Speaker. There's no right of any member to comment on what someone had said. That's what you said you wanted to do. No, that's what you said you wanted to do. Now, Mr. Deputy Speaker, Mr. Deputy Speaker, he will have an opportunity. He will have an opportunity. I think he has 2 hours to make his contribution. In that, he can say whatever he wishes. Whatever he wishes. But he ought not to be allowed to speak after the speaker. He has no right to do that.
Honorable Member,
Right.
I'm just trying to clarify, is this a point of order or clarification that
Mr.
you're
Deputy,
standing on?
as I've communicated with you, Mr. Deputy, the matter.
Members.
As I communicated with you, Mr. Deputy, I wanted at the very beginning to extend.
Order, members, I'm trying to get some clarification. Everybody, we keep shouting, I can't hear. Just listen, I just need relax. I'm asking if this is a clarification or point of order that you're standing on.
Mr. Deputy, with respect.
Order, members, I can't hear. Jesus.
With respect to the communication earlier, Mr. Deputy, with you, with respect to the recent shooting in Harbour Island, I requested that I'd like to have an opportunity just to extend the condolences to the family that was affected.
Members.
and wish with your concurrence, for less than 2 minutes to do so.
You have 2 minutes.
Mr.
You have
Deputy?
2 minutes, honorable member.
Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy. Mr. Deputy, I would firstly express my condolences to the families of the 3 victims impacted by an incident of gun violence in Harbor Island last evening. I'm told that one of the young men lost his life and the other is recovering in hospital. The third I characterize as a victim, Mr. Deputy, because he carried out a tragic act that would no doubt change at least 3 family lives. It is disturbing, Mr. Deputy, to hear of incidences like this where gunmen engage in acts of reckless, brazen violence that shatter lives and impact communities in a way that costs all of us. And you, as the representative of that constituency, Mr. Deputy, I extend condolences to all of the families who have been affected by recent acts of violence. And Harbor Island, like many of our communities, have negatively been affected. And so I join, Mr. Deputy, all of the concerned residents and community leaders to implore that the national government work with the leadership in Harbor Island and North Eleuthera and all of Eleuthera in creating the kinds of opportunities for our young people so that they are not in any way able to be recruited by those who wish to direct them in the wrong direction. Finally, Mr. Deputy, it is important that the law enforcement presence be beefed up and strengthened, and we support the Ministry of National Security as it works with local residents to ensure a strong presence of law enforcement agents. And so finally, once again, condolences to all of the families affected by the recent violence, not just in North Eleuthera and Harbor Island, but in the Bahamas. Thank you very much, Mr. Deputy.
The honorable members, we're going to suspend until 3 o'clock today. The chair recognizes the honorable member for Freetown.
Mr. Deputy, there, and it is unfortunate, and I would put it at just that. And I don't want to be too strong in what I have to say, since we've determined that it is a matter worthy of comment. But there comes a time, Mr. Deputy Speaker, when you really should not take advantage of personal grief, of tragedy. And it was said by somebody who was very cynical that you should never let a tragedy go unused. It is very, very unfortunate as people battle with what they battled with, Mr. Deputy Speaker, and I would say you would have a personal grounding in this, as has been identified. This is your community. I'm coming from one of those communities and representing one of those communities. It is unfortunate when people seek to make capital from tragedy. But it is what it is, Mr. Deputy Speaker. We have arrived where we've arrived at. And consistent with your wish, Mr. Deputy Speaker, I'd move that the House be suspended to 3 p.m.
Second.
Yeah, we already in the motion right now. Is there a seconder? It has been moved and seconded that the business of the House stands suspended until 3 p.m. As many as are in favor will remain seated. Those opposed will stand. The motion is carried. The business of the House stands suspended until 3 p.m.
All rise.